Now I was gonna take my time addressing this thing about the flop with Taraji P, Henson, and then the comments behind what Vlad was saying as far as nobody wants to hear her complain about being underpaid and you're a millionaire, and this is all allegedly, but you're a millionaire and you stay in this many $1 million house, and bro, she only getting like a small percentage of what she's actually helping people make. And that people have to realize, like, Taraji, the way she been on screen over the last couple of years, her personality ain't the same as everybody else's. Even though she's a great actor, like, people really didn't start realizing how good of an actor she was until she was in Benjamin Button. Before that, they thought she was just a hustle and flow, baby boy type actress, and she a hood movie actress, but she can do all those types of movies. But a guy like Vlad sitting up here saying that, speaking on her situation and saying her name, it's just stuff like that need to come to an end, man. Like, what is he even talking about? A millionaire complaining about some money? What are you talking about? It's billionaires out here that be complaining about $10. It be billionaires complaining about $500. It be billionaires complaining about a couple of thousand. So at that point, he talking about that he want to apologize. Of course you're going to apologize. Of course you're going to apologize. But you know what it is, though? Dudes feel like they can't be touched. Like, they just invincible, and I can say whatever I want. I can attack whoever I want, but oh, I said something about Tyrese, or I said something about this person or this person, so I definitely can say something about Taraji and check her. Bro, you ain't in the community to be talking like that. Like, bro, that's what I was saying. But later on, I'm gonna tell all y'all later on who helped put this dude together, who helped actually help put Vlad on the scene, because it's a lot of guys right now that's running around. They trying to act like, oh, I don't know who Vlad is. And they helped put Vlad on the map long time ago. Before they had YouTube, they was out here helping Vlad. So I definitely can let people know who helped this situation, because from what I've seen, they've been helping Vlad since the beginning. Because they always coming on his show, and you notice, like, Boosie will say, like, yeah, I made Vlad pay me to come on here. But a lot of people didn't get paid to go on there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just want to be seen. They're like, oh, this is the place to be, and this the hot new spot, so let me go on here. But a lot of people, they just want to be seen on Vlad. And with Taraji, she's been doing this, bro. Like, you ain't even put in no work to even be questioning nobody like that. Like, all you doing is sitting behind a camera and getting interviews with people that you got connections with. Like, nothing about these dudes, they call themselves a DJ. They don't DJ. They ain't doing nothing. They don't know the history of none of the entertainment industry. You know why they interviewing people? You know why Vlad got to interview people and all that stuff? Because most of us already know what the dude be talking about as far as when you interviewing certain people and stuff come up. We be already knowing about most of these stories. That's why a lot of us starting to get played out now, because them stories are old now. Everybody done heard all them stories. We know about them certain people, and we know about those certain people and what they do. We know all those stories already. Those stories he be coming up with, they old stories. These old interviews, questions, he just asking about old black history all day. Or entertainment history. He don't know nothing about. Vlad just knows, don't nobody care about what Angelina Jolie or anybody else doing. Like, they was talking about that all through the 2000s, but to be real, nobody cares about that stuff. But he thought that he was gonna get a headline trying to question Taraji. That wasn't gonna work. That definitely wasn't gonna work. He tried it, but it didn't work. But this just goes to show you right here, and this is a message for a lot of people. A lot of people who think, oh, a lot of people just jumped on the Cat Williams bandwagon. And bro, if y'all been looking over the past 15 years, when Cat Williams was saying all this stuff 15 years ago, people out here was actually giving him a chance in the streets. People in the streets in America was always giving Cat Williams a shot as far as, oh, I believe what he's saying. I mean, why not? Even though what he was saying, most people ain't never heard before. We was saying this, all Cat Williams did was just expose everything in one interview. Just like with Taraji. And some people out here, they so scary. They like, oh, don't say that. You see what happened to Monique. Okay, and Monique still selling our shows because especially the female women out here still supporting Monique. And men as well. So we ain't never sat up here and said she was a bum or nothing like that. Or that she ain't had nothing going on and she ain't did nothing since Precious. That's what the media was saying. And you see how they try to do everybody? But when these old actors, they be having sitting courtside at Laker games and stuff like that. These dudes ain't had a movie in 20 years. Good, but they'll be like, oh, but when Denzel Washington, he got to update his resume. Denzel Washington, he got to make sure his resume is up to par. But everybody else, they good where they at. They don't got to do nothing much. Nah, that ain't how that goes. But you see how they do certain situations. They'll try to make you think that things aren't the way they are, but they're exactly the way they are. Because people like that, they made it that way. They don't really believe in certain things that people want to say, especially when you're putting out secrets and you the only one saying it. It's easy for everybody else to say, oh, well, you ain't saying that. Well, I don't believe what you saying. So with Cat, it was easy for people to sit up here and be like, well, we don't believe what he's saying. He the only one that's saying it. And he probably just saying it because he ain't getting the opportunities. Y'all notice how, and then when they go back to Vlad, he the same guy that'll sit up here and report all this stuff about how the industry got this going on and this secret and all these interviews. Ain't worried about no defamation because obviously he can have anybody say whatever about somebody and he ain't gonna get no kind of trouble. You know what I'm saying? He can move freely out here. But the one time he sat up here and thought, oh, they gonna let me talk about Taraji. No, sir. We don't let you talk about Taraji at all. It ain't even no point of even talking about her. That's my thing about it. We look at people side-eye, bro. We side-eye Steve Harvey about the Monique thing. He talking about he got all this money, then he talking about how he need a job. Come on, man. And y'all notice, the same people who talk like Taraji, right? Vlad act like he in the industry. Like all the way in the industry. Like he's a movie guy, like he's really connected. So, and from what it seems, it look like it though. Because having a platform like Vlad, it shouldn't have celebrities and superstars that have put in a lot of work feeling like, oh, I need to be here. Or me doing an interview here, it'll put me here. So a lot of these people that go on there, bro, I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful or nothing. But at this point right now, I can't see you going to a Vlad interview and actually think in my mind like you getting a bag. Like Vlad worried about Taraji, but I'm worried about the people who interviewing with you. Cause I'm like, do y'all need a bag? Like, is the money ran out? Because if I've been in the Hollywood or the game or the rap game, whatever it is, and I made a name for myself, I'm gonna make it happen. Just like with Monique, they talking about she was blackballed. Monique was getting a bag. She was making it happen somehow. She was out here doing something. But a lot of these other people, they talking about, oh yeah, let me run to Vlad and see if I can get an interview and see if I can get myself popping and people will notice me again out here. But then still be trying to talk about like, oh yeah, the industry, it was this, and this. Why you ain't got no job then? Is it bad? Some people going there and say it's bad. But then Vlad will sit up here and be cool with that. But when Taraji say the same thing, it's like, oh, why you complaining? You ain't doing it on my platform, so I can get a check for it on YouTube, sending me, making sure I can get cash apps and all this money. So I don't want to hear you sit up here and say this on the interview. Like, bro, the nerve of this guy. Like, the arrogance of this man. This man talking like he her father or something. Like, bro, you don't sit your old butt down, bro. This girl about the same age as you is. Like, man, you don't sit around and mind your business. But that's what happens, though. But that's definitely not going to be happening. People are already starting to look at him side-eye, but we should have been doing that, though. He been a square. He been a lane. I don't like nothing that dude be doing. But she definitely been working at it for a long time, trying to do what she's been doing. And to have her get blamed for the movie being a flop, Oprah know that movie wasn't finna jump like that because she wasn't even worried about it. She was running around doing interviews with other people from other shows. Wasn't really concerned like that. Then they addressing stuff that happened at the movie set in an interview or a press conference. And it's kind of like, why does this keep happening around Oprah? That's what people starting to realize, like, okay, Oprah, we're not finna blame Taraji and Monique for your situations. And you trying to make it seem like the movie flopped. But when Precious didn't flop, it ain't like you went out of your way to make excuses for Monique. So we don't really understand what's going on with that situation, but it's definitely a lot getting exposed right now. People should do good business because at the end of the day, a lot of these people, when they was doing all this stuff, they didn't think the internet was gonna be the way it is now. But if you would have did things the right way with Taraji and all these other people, you wouldn't be messing your name up right now. But a lot of people, they'd rather rub shoulders with people who don't do good business than to kind of help their own people. So at the end of the day, that is what it is. It happens. But Taraji, she basically put it out there. We gonna see if everybody gonna sit up here and basically support the people who trying to go against her, because at the same time, they always try to make it seem like, oh, well, we didn't know and we feel sorry. Then later on, you won't see her no more. Or she'll just be quiet and you won't know why. So at the end of the day, we still gotta support either way. Because for her to say what she was gonna say, she didn't know she didn't know stuff was gonna be the way it was till she got the situation. People try to say, well, Monique, well, she ain't Monique. You know what I'm saying? Like, her situation ain't the same as Monique. She didn't know what was going on. She just knew she was gonna get a check, and she didn't know as far as she didn't go through the process. Now she in the same position Monique was in Precious, and now she looking at it like, oh, okay, I see now. I was a fool. But then it wasn't just the contract; it was the whole situation overall. Just assistance. You got a lot of people who work with you when you do certain stuff like that. And when they do deals for you, and when they thinking about fattening their own pockets, and when they doing it on the side and you really don't know, it's just a whole bunch of things that's going on. It's kind of hard to protect yourself with everybody around you trying to get a piece of you or trying to use you for something. So she trying to protect herself. So I'm glad she spoke up, because now we know what the situation is, and we know a lot of people like Cat Williams and other people feel the same way. But that's all I got. To like and subscribe.